You're listening to a That Humble Radio production. Now, bringing you the most average quality in sports-related news, headlines, rumors, and opinions. Here's Jordan and Ted with the Max Deal.
Hey kiddos, it's Jordan Verge with TMD. It's the Max Deal. It's weekly sports right here on That Humble Radio. You can listen every single Wednesday right here on the That Humble Radio YouTube channel. And hey, I cannot do this alone. So who am I joined by?
You are joined by your co-host, your friend. It's Ted, and I am super happy that the train is rolling, the Max Deal is continuing. And you know what, Verge?
Yeah.
We love talking to people. At least I love talking to people. I think you like talking to people. So if you guys, you listeners out there, out in the ether, if you want to hit us up, me and Verge would love to talk sports, love to talk shop with you. Our personal Twitters at Jordan_Verge, at TedGITD. And if you want to, shout out the Max Deal anywhere, if you want to hit up the Max Deal and talk some more sports, send us your NBA predictions from last episode. Hit us up on the Twitters at the Max Deal. And Verge, you know what time it is, right? What are you cracking over there?
Oh, okay, that's what you're asking. That wasn't that good. Hey, it was just like last week. Sam Adams Fenway Faithful IPA. I bought a 6-pack, and I haven't touched it since last week's episode. So I'm cracking it back open. Hey Ted, what's cracking over there?
Okay, so I'm in a little conundrum here because I was gonna make a cool cracking sound, but the cap just twists off and there's a little aluminum seal there. I'm unsealing the bottle, and today I found a new beverage.
Ooh.
It is Pedialyte Advanced Hydration Strawberry, not the ones from the weird pharmacies and CVS's of the world. This is an actual Gatorade by Pedialyte, so I'm excited. The strawberry edition.
Listen, there's nobody who loves hydration more than me. I always say, stay hydrated, stay humble. When you Pedialyte, do you have a hangover? I feel like people drink Pedialyte when they're recovering. What's going on over there?
It just says the #1 doctor recommended brand for hydration, electrolyte solution, advanced rehydration strawberry, dehydration due to exercise or heat.
Ted, it's the Max Deal right here on That Humble Radio. Earlier when you said, I like talking to people, I know you like talking to people, I was thinking, do I like talking to people? As a pretty aggressive, introvert who, doesn't like talking to people, I immediately wanted to be no, I don't. If I can avoid talking on the phone other than to my buddy Ted over here, I'd like to avoid it. But yeah, hit us up on the social medias. Ted, you had reached out to me earlier in the week. You said that we have a big announcement for the Max Deal. Do we want to wait until the end of the episode, or do we want to just come out with it right now?
You know what? Let's just come out with it. Let's just get it out there. Very big news announced today. Now, a little fourth wall for y'all out there. I never know what we talk about on the Max Deal until day of, and that's the way that I want it. I want to be surprised. I don't want to prepare for this. I want Jordan to hit me with a topic, and right at it, we talk. So I don't know what the episode's about today, but we're going to open up with a big announcement that Jordan and myself, one of our favorite football leagues, has been repurchased in some weird fashion. The XFL for $15 million by a man named Dwayne. Yes, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, purchases the XFL from Vince McMahon, his former boss, for $15 million. I was astounded that we're potentially going to see an XFL reboot, XFL reborn, if you will. And Verge, that's the major announcement I had because, we both bonded a whole lot over the XFL, and honestly, we're probably going to talk about the XFL a whole lot on here once it returns.
Geez, when I saw it, I had to do a double take because, first of all, it was the story was broken from a Twitter that wasn't even verified. So I was like, all right, is this real? And then I saw that everyone was talking about it, and I was just going to wait for one of the more reputable sources to tweet it out. But once I saw the Bleacher Reports of the world start to talk about it, I think Adam Schefter tweeted about it. I was like, okay, this is really cool. I love that the XFL was at rock bottom, and now we got The Rock picking it up. Have you ever seen his show Ballers?
I have not. I heard it's great. And I mean, honestly, like, what better man to bring entertainment to entertainment?
Yeah, see, when it comes to Ballers, I haven't seen it either, but people are talking about how we're going to have a real life version of it now. Him purchasing the XFL makes me want to go watch Ballers now. So, Ted, I think that we got to have like a Ballers marathon or something like that. That's got to be our show that we start watching together.
I'm down for a Ballers marathon. I'm also down to be the official podcast of the XFL. So the XFL, if you see this, somehow, if Dwayne, our personal friend Dwayne, if he shows you, hit us up. We'd love to hit the payroll and sell out, if you will, and become the official podcast of the XFL. But no, in all regards, I'm super happy that's back, and hopefully this COVID can go away soon, and we can get fans in stadiums and the XFL back, and just good vibes with the XFL.
That's all I want to do. All I want to do is just sell out, Ted.
Honestly,
and this
like
is
if we can get a team, that humble team, you know.
I'll be our running back. I don't care. I'll do something. It doesn't matter.
I'll be a water boy.
All
I'll
right.
serve Pedialyte to everybody.
All
Pedialyte, right. If you're listening.
That's a really, really cool announcement. When you talked about an announcement earlier, I thought you were going to be a dad. I was like, all right, we're going to start this show off with a bang. So Ted, it's the Max Deal right here on That Humble Radio. You don't know our topic today, just something baseline. Obviously the NBA is back. We're super excited about it. Obviously, we have teams that we specifically root for year-round, especially in the playoffs. Ted, I've got two questions for you. One, what's your favorite team or favorite teams? And two, why do you like them?
All right. So first off, welcome back, NBA. It is a pleasure to see you guys. You see the commercials. This is the NBA like you've never seen it before. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, we've never seen it like this. No fans in the stadiums. Attendance is at an all-time low. The ratings are at an all-time high, and that game against the two LA teams, good Lord, what a game that was.
There's been some great games so far.
The nail-biter finish, and LeBron tops Kawhi like it always will be, unless like that not lined up like that one year, but we won't talk about that. But Virgin, it's the Lakers. Of course it's the Lakers. Why, you ask? Because LeBron James, because JaVale McGee. Just okay. Great. Just a great team right there, man.
So, okay, not necessarily even in the bubble. Favorite NBA team in total.
Okay.
Still the Lakers? You'd say the Lakers are some of your favorite, though.
Yes, they're 1B, if you will. 1A will always be the Cavaliers.
Okay.
Just watching that championship game from an old place of employment, we won't speak of it. Just good vibes with that team, man. That sure. Night they won the championship, and I got to watch it somewhere where I wasn't doing any work. Shouts out to not doing work at work, and watching them to win the game. Kyrie hits that step back on Steph, just poetic. So LeBron's post game Cleveland speech was just so good.
I know that when I asked this question, it was going to be 1A and 1B, Cavaliers and Lakers. You kind of gave me a reason for the Lakers. You talked about the 2016 Cavaliers championship win and how much that meant to you. At that point, you were already a Cavaliers fan. When I asked why you're a fan of Cleveland, Ted, bring me all the way back to the beginning. Why are you a fan of Cleveland? Yes,
to the beginning.
Because my thing that I want to get to the science behind why we choose the teams we choose. And hey, a perfect baseline example would be for your reasoning for liking Cleveland or liking the Lakers. So tell me why.
Okay, so Cleveland, we're gonna go back in time to, man. I was a little already into NBA, and the 76ers were never a team that I that I rooted for until now because Matisse Thybulle.
As a Pennsylvania native.
As a Pennsylvania native, yes, thank you. I should have clarified that. Never was a 76er fan because Pittsburgh and Philly, we got some heat with each other. There's some rivalry here. The Penguins and Flyers, the Steelers and the Eagles don't necessarily have a rivalry, but because they're in opposite divisions, conferences, whatever term, conferences,
Yeah.
and so there's never been really a rivalry there. Pirates and Phillies never been really a rivalry either, but those Phillies and Penguin games, goodness gracious, they go at each other. So we've always just.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you. I ask you why you like the Cavaliers, and you're like,
hold on.
Let me tell you about the Phillies. Let me tell you about the Eagles.
I'm getting to it.
All right.
Okay, so never
Let me
a Philly
take another
guy.
sip of this Sam Adams.
Right, take a sip.
Go for
Never
it.
been a Philly guy. Philly's not that close to Pittsburgh. Just because we're in the same state, we're miles and miles apart, hours and hours apart. But right down the road for me, hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the speed and traffic, is Cleveland. Was a big Cleveland Indian fan growing up, along with the Pirates. Went to the Cleveland Indian game when I was young, and big Indian fan growing up. So that was that. And then I learned about this team called the Cavaliers, and I was like, you know what? They're pretty cool. And they had this guy named LeBron James. And instantly I was like, wow, they're pretty sweet. They had this guy named Daniel Gibson, who was a lights-out three-point shooter, but he was trash.
Ooh.
And I fell in love with this team, man. It was like what brought me into basketball. I guess it would have been junior high days. I wasn't really into – I guess I was a little into the NBA before that. Coincidentally enough, liking the Lakers. So I guess that's the 1B there. Shaq and Kobe. Derek Fisher, I've talked about him on some of the That Humble episodes, and that was just the memories I have of watching Derek Fisher and Kobe and Rick Horry, Robert Horry, and Rick Fox.
Yeah,
just good times. And then Daniel Gibson, LeBron, Big Z. It's just
okay.
I think that's I'm a big player guy. So if I'm watching. Flipping through the channels, ESPN's on. I'm watching, the Lakers on. I watch them. I see Shaq dunk the ball all crazy. I see Kobe Mamba mentality. I see Derek Fisher hitting corner threes with time expiring. I'm gonna be a fan. And then I guess also video games play part in that too, because then I'd play as the teams that I liked, and which then made me like them more.
Ted, I love all of these answers because they're all acceptable. There's no wrong reason for liking a team. I just want to know why. You mentioned you're a big players guy at the very beginning of the question. You said the Los Angeles Lakers because of LeBron James, and hey, that makes sense. So when you first started liking the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was more of a, would you say like a perimeter kind of thing? Like they were your closest team
Yes.
to where you lived. So that's the one you root for. And you said, hey, that's kind of cool. Was this kind of like a family tradition type of thing? Because I'm sure we could get into a whole nature versus nurture thing about this.
No, my family hates the NBA.
Okay, so they don't care about basketball at all. How did you,
No.
do you remember finding the exact moment? Do you remember flipping through the channels, young Ted, and seeing this Cavaliers team, their bright maroon
Cavaliers
logo?
were never on TV besides the playoffs. Lakers, you'd have the Lakers games on ESPN. But the Cavaliers, it's got to be just – I always go back to LeBron. I think LeBron was really the guy that brought the NBA into as a passion for me, because just seeing him so young, and everyone in school had the LeBron James, that blue jersey with the checkered outline.
Oh, of course. Classic.
Oh, yeah. So that was just I think it just resonated so well, and just the work ethic he had it so young. It was everyone was like, hey, if this dude can do it, so can you.
There's no wrong reason to like an NBA team. Like you mentioned the players, the video games associated with these teams that you played them, the closeness to your home address. You talked about their jerseys, their the colors. Do you think that plays a role at all when it comes to choosing an NBA team that you really want to just associate yourself with? Because
I don't know.
You don't want to root for a shitty team with a shitty logo.
I mean, Look, back to the family. So I
Yeah.
said they're not basketball fans. We're football fans, hockey fans, and baseball fans. Here, I'm a fan of all sports, but my brother's definitely fans of, the three I said and not the NBA. They just never really liked basketball, college basketball, and high school. They never really cared for any of it.
Yeah.
But they are Cleveland Brown fans. So
Of
talk
course.
about
Dude, no, listen, I love the Cleveland Browns and their logo is great. Anyone who says that the Browns logo is trash, you're trash. So back to back to the Cavaliers. So it wasn't like a family tradition thing. For you, it was really just LeBron James, and it was the closest team to where you personally grew up. I'm not going to throw your address out there.
right.
Okay. And I think that is the case for most people. Most people, when picking the team they want to root for, it's the home team. Me personally, I don't have a home team in quotes because there's no main team. We root for Boston because that's the closest one. And obviously I'm a Boston fan, and I'd say I agree with you. I choose to cheer for Boston because they're the closest ones. I can go see them with it being the least amount of hassle when it comes to seeing any other team. I won't say it's the cheapest ones because Celtics tickets are always super expensive.
The Cavalier tickets nowadays.
I was going to use the Cavaliers as an example. I could fly to Cleveland from my home city and see them. And with the flight and the tickets, it's a lot cheaper.
It's like $30.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than getting tickets and driving down to Boston. So that's why I like the Celtics. Tradition also. My family, my dad, I don't know about my grandparents. My dad is a big Celtics fan. He always has been. I'd say that plays a big part in my fandom when it comes to the Boston Celtics, and I feel like a lot of people can agree with that teams can be passed down from generation to generation. I remember seeing a video like a couple years ago of a dude being like, "Listen, my grandfather had Wilt, my father had Magic, my older brother had Kobe, and now I got LeBron." See, that's a team being passed down generation to generation. Yeah. And I feel like this kid he's gonna have a kid someday, and they're gonna be a big fan of the Lakers because that's just how it is. Anthony Davis, sure, LeBron James Jr. Yeah, so I'd say that's probably the main reason why people pick the team that they pick. But you may not know. I know you do know. I have a second team, though, and it's out west. It's the Portland Trailblazers. I love Portland.
Game dollar.
So you have an East team and you have a West team. Did you do that on purpose, or did that just so happen to be the two teams and they just so happen to be in different conferences?
I think that just so happened to work out because, I do love me some LeBron. But, growing up as a Laker fan, no LeBron there. Kobe and Shaq, just that dynamic duo, and Rick Fox and all those guys, like I said, I think that's just where it came from. I think it was just liking those guys, and it just happened to be across the country there.
And with them being on TV, like you said, hey, that makes a lot of sense. You're more exposed to them than you are the Cleveland Cavaliers, because apparently they're never on TV. So it just makes sense that when the Lakers were really, really good, they were on TV the most. So they had the most eyes on them, and new fans obviously are gonna gravitate to them more because that's who they're seeing, and they're so good. So why would you not want to be a fan of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal? But when I was first getting into the NBA, obviously we had the Celtics because that's the quote hometown team. I also wanted to pick a team out west just to root for, and I remember going on my like desktop computer and just going to like the Western Conference and just scrolling through the names. And there's something about the Trailblazers. It was the name and logo combination that just pulled me in. So I don't know if I'm alone here, but I picked my 1A and 1B team, my 1B team, based exclusively on their logo and their team name. And then I, started watching their games, and I saw this guy named Brandon Roy, who was just amazing. Eventually, they drafted Damian Lillard, who's my favorite player of all time. I think that there's a million ways that people can find and choose teams that they want to eventually support. I just want to know why.
And there's no wrong answer either for you guys at home. There's, if you listen to the show, you'll hear me give gripes to Jordan here about liking the Celtics because I'm not a Celtics guy. There's no wrong answer. There's no, there's nothing wrong with who you like. So if you like a team that's trash like the Cavaliers, be proud of it.
There's 30 teams in the NBA. Of course, each team is going to have fans. So if you're a fan of, let's say, the Sacramento Kings, does not, well, I don't know if there are any fans of the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah,
but dude, the Portland Trailblazers, I've just fallen in love with them, and I think that's really it. I at the time I didn't really know about the city of Portland and Oregon and the culture around the city. But after I became a fan of that team, I've done a lot of research, and I've learned that I really do like this state of Oregon and the culture around Portland. I've watched Portlandia a bunch of times. And it just so happened to be because their logo and their team name I thought was really cool. And they had cool players. So, yeah, I love Portland because of their logo, their colors. Their colors were very similar to the Boston Red Sox colors.
That's fair.
Being a red and kind of like a darker color. And I think that can translate too. Maybe like subconsciously I saw like, oh, this team kind of has the closest color sway. Is that what it is? Color scheme to this other team that I really, really like. So maybe maybe I can just, buy shirts that have those colors on it and I can represent both of them. I don't know.
It's fun. That same thought process, being a Pittsburgh kid, all of our Pittsburgh teams, same colors. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
We made it easy. You want to buy just a plain black shirt and put let's go and some yellow Sharpie, you're set. You got a team color shirt for any team.
Jeez, yeah, Boston decided, nah, fuck you guys. We've got some black and gold. We've got some green and gold. We've got some navy and red. Yeah, red and white and blue. No, they just decided, no, we're not going to have any colors. We've got the New England Revolution, and that's kind of similar to the Patriots, but I don't know. Who watches soccer? I don't.
I'll be honest. And then this is years later from my NBA liking, and what was it, 2013?
Yep.
I talked about last episode when I went to the Cavaliers Stadium. I've been a Cavalier fan. I'm just like, oh yeah, their colors are cool, red and yellow, right? Oh no.
It's like maroon or it's like wine and what is it?
Wine and gold.
Yeah.
The coolest color scheme in the NBA. Wine and gold. Come on now.
Jeez, even last week on the Max deal, you said you referred to the Lakers as the purple and yellow, and listening back, I wanted to scream at you, Ted. It's the purple and gold. Come on, don't disrespect them like that.
That's fair. But yellow's fine. You're telling me that's more of a yellow that's more of a yellow.
So
even this, no, you know why I say yellow? Wiz Khalifa,
a Pittsburgh native. So we talked about people choosing teams based on that being their quote home team, the one closest to them. Do you find that there are some people who pick teams based on the opposite of that? Maybe they pick the rival of their home team just to be different.
Yes. Here's a quick story. So my brothers, I've always said, are Cleveland fans. The reason my brother became a Cleveland fan, and he likes the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
Okay. Rival to the Steelers.
Gotcha.
Their favorite hockey team, meaning both my brothers, their favorite hockey team, Washington Capitals, rival of the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, yes, that is 100% fact that a person can like a team based on that team not liking another team, this instance being the home team of us.
It's just the idea that they want to be different.
Absolutely.
There's big rivalries in Boston. Obviously, we have the Red Sox. There's a lot of Yankees fans here, Ted, exclusively just to mess with the Red Sox fans. And hey, if we're talking about Boston, dude, we're talking about the NBA. There are two franchises that I feel
Let me guess them.
Yeah.
It's one of them's got to be the Lakers.
Dude, yeah, of course. No, that's what I'm saying. There are two franchises in the NBA that I feel like are a tier above the others. I hate to break it to you guys. It's the Celtics and the Lakers. And there are so many people.
Wasn't there rivalries back in the day with those two?
With the Celtics and the Lakers?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. That's why people love the Lakers around here. No, there's so many people who are just like, oh, yeah, you know, the Lakers, Lake Show, so much better than the Celtics. And that's what they always say. It's always just like, yeah, they're better than the Celtics. Or oh, yeah, the Yankees are better than the Red Sox. Fuck you. No. But, hey, you know, that's personal opinion. Like I said, there's no wrong answer. But I think it's nice to just say, like, yeah, that's a reason why people like a certain team.
Just because of this thought just came into my head, is that this whole scientific theory we're putting together, does this apply to also players?
I feel like that's where we bring in the bandwagon effect. Is that what you're kind of thinking about? How when a team's really good, a lot more teams gravitate towards them. Like, do you think 10 years ago there was this many Golden State Warriors fans? No. But then when they had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, yeah, everyone was a Golden State Warriors fan because they were the good team.
Monte Ellis.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm in my office right now, and the reason I bring this up is because I'm looking at okay, so there's a lot of things in my office. I got a hat wall with all of my hats. I got a Pittsburgh section with all my Pittsburgh memorabilia. And then I look over here and I see a Michael Jordan water bottle from Space Jam. I have a Mark McGuire and Ken Griffey Jr. like 2-pack action figure set. And then I have this big Ken Griffey Jr. almost doll-like figure in this box. So in my head, I'm like, I'm not from Seattle. I'm not from St. Louis.
No.
I was never in the movie Space Jam.
Wow.
I was like, why do I like Ken Griffey Jr.? Now you got me questioning things, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, what makes me like Ken Griffey Jr., you know? We're not – it was his 5-tool. He was a 5-tool player. I loved his speed, his bat. Watching him in the home run derby, I think just the exposure to things really will eventually, I think, make you a fan of something. Like, I have a Carolina Panthers snapback. What? Why do I have this? It was because they were in the Super Bowl one time going against the Patriots, and I was like, I'm going to get that hat for the Super Bowl. I have Cleveland Cavaliers snapbacks. This one's random. I have a Charlotte Hornets hat. Why? Because Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
I'm just, I think just the exposure to things will make you a fan of something.
And I think it can work in the opposite direction. We talked about bandwagons for, people loving good teams. People hate good teams too. Golden State Warriors haters.
I hate them. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I know you
say hate. I shouldn't say hate.
Sure.
I dislike the Warriors.
But yeah, we don't like good teams. The Miami Heat, so many haters because they were so good. Same with the Los Angeles Lakers of the early 2000s.
Patriots.
Yo, we love the New England Patriots, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
You like the Patriots.
But the New England Patriots, I need to just say this. New England Patriots are the only team that encapsulate me. Maine is in New England, and I feel like I'm a part of that team.
Look, let me make a statement here.
Dude, I need to move past the football. I need to move past football. I'm sorry.
Let me make a heavy statement here.
Okay.
This is going to be clipped for the intros someday. Jordan is the Tom Brady of podcasts. I'm just going to say it. The greatest of all time in the sports talk show field.
Wow, I like to say stay humble, but here I am just kissing my kids. So we got I don't know.
That's a great line.
That was dumb. I can't believe I said that online.
That was pretty good.
I don't have any children. And if I had them, I don't know if I'd kiss them. So we have the I don't even know what we were talking about. I was saying I wanted to move. Yeah, so we have reasons we like teams and reasons we dislike teams. We talked about the ones we like. We've touched on the ones that we dislike. Ted, when it comes to teams that, maybe you really dislike, can you give me a couple of examples of maybe teams that you actively hate?
The Baltimore Ravens.
How about we stick to the NBA right here?
The Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, because they're really good, right?
I almost said the Golden Celtics. I don't know. My thought process is all over right now. It says Pedialyte. I'm so hydrated. Shout out to Pedialyte. No, the Golden State Warriors, can't stand them. They formed the super team. Steph Curry with this stupid mouth guard. Yet I have a brand that he represents. I don't remember what it's called. It's a Faith brand or something. I was like, I'm gonna get that hat because Steph Curry wears it. So who am I? I don't even know anymore. I hate the Warriors. Can't stand them. I always give you crap about the Celtics, but like I don't really hate them that much. I really enjoyed Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. Do I hate any other teams? I used to say the Sixers, but well, that's over.
Matisse Thybulle, dude, you got to accept them.
Joel Embiid on Lil Dicky's track saying "We love you, Africa." That gets me every time. That is Joel. I just love that so much.
Okay, so you had said the Baltimore Ravens earlier, and is that just because huge rivalry between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens?
I hate Lamar Jackson. Oh, I hate him.
All right. Hey, that's all right. We hate players too. I don't like the Houston Rockets because I don't like Russell Westbrook. You
don't like Westbrook.
I don't. Okay.
Why have I never known that? Maybe I have known that.
I respect this guy.
I don't like James Harden. Much. Yeah, you know what? We hate the Rockets. We hate the Rockets. We hate the Rockets. So, if you're a Rocket fan, you're trash.
And I think that plays a big part.
Hit the dislike button.
I think that plays a big part as the teams we dislike is players we dislike. I didn't like the Thunder when Westbrook was on the Thunder. Now I like the Thunder. I like the Thunder a lot.
Yeah, Thunder are great.
Yeah, but Russell Westbrook now on the Rockets, not a Rockets person. I don't like the Rockets.
I've never been a James Harden guy.
No, dude, I have to respect him because I think he's so talented, and I have to say the same thing about Russell Westbrook.
No. I can respect bad players, but I still hate him. Tom Brady, I've told you I respect him, but I hate him.
Nah, whatever, dude.
Cool.
On the day of this recording, it's Tom Brady's 43rd birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. So, yeah, I think that the science behind teams we really like and the reasons behind it is so fascinating. We talked about the nature versus nurture aspect of, like, maybe you inherit a liking of a team because of, like, family tradition, or maybe you decide to be different and choose a team that's different from those that you like just to do that. A buddy of mine is a big Denver Nuggets fan solely because he went to a buddy's house when he was younger, and the team they were playing, I think it was the Celtics versus the Nuggets, and he just wanted to be a dick to his friend. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm a big Nuggets fan," and now he's actually a Nuggets fan.
Carmelo.
Yeah, no, I think there was when Carmelo Anthony was on the Nuggets, and now he's a Nuggets fan, and that's literally it, just to be different. I
knew is a trailblazer now?
Dude, I knew that they weren't the mainstream pick. Because I think when I picked them, they weren't that good. And there's an underdog aspect of why you want to root for teams as well. We touched on it being a reason we don't like the teams is because they're good. A reason we root for the teams that we sometimes root for is because they're the underdogs.
Yes, big underdog guy.
All right. Hey, we've talked about the teams that we like and the reasons we like it and all the potential reasons that we like these teams. Hey, if you have any other reasons why you like your team, let us know in the comments section below or reach us on Twitter. Ted, what's our Twitters again?
If you want to talk to me and Verge, it's at Jordan_Verge on Twitter and at TedGITD on Twitter as well. And if you want to hit us up both at the same time, it's at The Max Deal.
Ted, I finished my beer, so that's why I'm rolling towards the end. Do you have anything else to talk to us about on The Max Deal this week?
Sports are back, and it's a great time to be alive. The vibes for the NHL have been absolutely fantastic, although my Penguins dropped game 1. It's fine. We'll get them back in game 2. Baseball is booming. Teams are getting COVID left and right. I hope everyone's safety is there. I hope teams are making protocol a little more strict and not letting guys roam around hotels and cities and whatnot. Whatever happened in there, the MLB, crack down on that for us, please, so we can have baseball for these 60 games, please, and continuing into next season. NBA, keep doing what you're doing, man. Y'all are killing it. No confirmed cases. Much appreciated to all you out there. And Verge, I think that's all I got. And
I hate to step on your outro. You talked about baseball real quick. We don't talk about baseball, and that's all right. I'm thinking, do you want to have a bet? Come next Wednesday when we record the Max Deal the next time, do you think baseball will still be going on?
I do.
I'm going to say the opposite. I don't think so. I think by Saturday, by the time this episode comes out, I think that the next episode, there will be no baseball. Let's bet a Canadian dollar on it.
I was going to bet let's chug some sort of beverage.
Okay, I mean, yeah, if we want to drink too, like I'm cool. Dude, you don't even need to bet. Like, I'll drink for nothing. It's all right.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, if we got baseball back, if baseball's still around, you're going to chug your drink of choice. And if baseball's gone, God forbid, knock on wood, you hear that knock.
Jeez, yeah, I don't know if that was wood. It sounded like a burning building.
Well, it could be what the MLB's like next to me. I'll chug a drink of my choosing. So, yeah, we.
I'll chug a drink of my choosing.
Well,
I'm gonna chug some water. All right.
First, we keep it straight edge over here. All right?
That's all right. Hey, Ted, it's been the Max Deal. I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me. Again, the Max Deal is on That Humble Radio every Wednesday on That Humble Radio YouTube channel. Ted, my name's Jordan. How about you take us out?
My name's Ted, and you've been listening to The Max Deal.